We're ready to fish with grubs, worms, shiners, and much more. Hello everyone, I'm Don Jacobs along the beautiful Bowman's Creek in Wyoming County, and I'm getting ready for the trout season. I'm going through my tackle, I'm checking everything out, and we're gonna go wild with DiscoverNEPA, getting you ready. Now, F&S Tackle 2 in Shavertown, the owner, 𝗚𝗢 𝗪𝗪𝗧, she said, come on out. Let's talk basics, let's look at some lures, and let's look at some minnows. And that's exactly what we did. We first had to ask her, 𝗚𝗢, what is F&S Tackle 2?
It is a mom and pop shop in Shavertown, Pennsylvania that we opened in July of 2023. It stands for Father and Son. We had originally had a tackle shop in our basement years ago, and we closed that, and then we bought this place. We carry fly rods, trout rods, lures, rubber baits that people in the local area make, and we bring it in, and so that's kind of new stuff.
A busy time of the year is in front of you. How do you get ready?
You just order and hope for the best. All you can do is wait for the people to start coming through the door to buy their trout stuff, and yeah.
So you say mom and pop shop, I say woman owned. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, same thing kinda. I mean, I have Pop here for moral support.
So when people come in, what are the most asked questions? What do I use? What do I fish?
A lot of people don't know how to do some things, and they ask you a lot of questions. What do I need to do this? What do I need to do that?
So let's take a little bit of a look at some of the basic fishing gear that you would need if you're going trout fishing.
Okay.
Of course, you need some hooks. The pre-tied hooks are easy to use. You'll need some split shot to keep the bait down, a few swivels to make changing your baits a little easier, and a couple of bobbers. And now you need things to put on your hook. So you've got things that go very nicely in a vest or a tackle box that's bait for that. Tell me what those are.
Okay, these are 𝗄𝗶𝘁𝗵𝗏 nibbles. You could use them for trout. They're just kind of like a marshmallow kind of bait.
Right.
You just put on your hook. It
Right.
floats. And then we have the power bait where you just make a ball out of it and you put it on.
I've seen a revolution of these happening where people are catching unbelievable amount of fish on a power bait where you just grab a little of that, roll it in a ball,
and put it on your hook.
And just an amazing, the smell, I think these have glitter in them too, a little bit.
Some of them do.
Now that intrigues me.
And then the salmon eggs.
We all grew up using salmon eggs as a kid, right?
Salmon eggs. Usually the brighter colors go faster, but we do have some people that like the
mix,
the assorted mixture.
Right. Let me take that from you and show people the grubs, the worms and stuff. Now, this isn't all that you're going to have in stock, but this is what you have now to show people. So what are these called?
These are mealworms.
Okay.
They have like a hard shell kind of.
Okay. And they're alive.
Most people like them more than they like the waxworms because the waxworms are soft.
And that's these.
Yeah, these are wax.
Oh, they are squishy.
Yeah, they're squishy.
Now, I have a preference that I like these through the ice, and I like those for trout. Some people are opposite of that.
Some people like spikes also.
Yeah,
so
that's the politically correct word for a maggot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do we got here now?
And these are the red worms. Now, we generally have night crawlers too, but
they're coming in. They're
coming in hopefully on Monday. But these are like red worms. Right. They're a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and not to blow your business, but if you have a little piece of a garden or you have a bunch of leaves in your backyard from last year, don't be afraid to go out with your kids, move around the leaves, turn over a little bit of the dirt. We all did that. You're always going to have these. But if you're in a push, you stop here, but take a kid and let them pick their own worms.
We used to go out in a rainstorm and pick night crawlers.
Night crawlers, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people like using live bait, minnows and stuff. You have some of those to show us?
Yes, we do.
Let's go over there.
Okay.
So you've jammed so much into this place. There's lures everywhere. You even
There
have
is.
a hunting section back there. These are the minnows, the live bait, right?
Right.
Show me the sizes and what are they?
Well, these are extra large. I don't know why people want extra large. But, I mean, I guess if you don't catch anything, you can cook this. I don't know.
I'm gonna say for like muskies and
'Cause they're
largemouth
huge.
bass. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
look at
yeah.
this one.
So
Like,
they're not a popular trout bait because a lot of the
No.
trout are just that big too, right?
right.
So what do we have in this
This
tank?
one we have mediums.
Okay.
They're a little bit bigger than our fatheads, not as big as the large or the mediums.
Right.
A couple of them escape. You could see a couple large ones that jump
Now,
over the.
Where would you hook them? I hook mine through the lips.
Some people hook them through the lips. Some people think that hooking them through the tail is better because they swim.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
Well, you got to try it and choose your own
Personal preference. Yep.
right?
Yep.
Now, this is probably going to be the most popular one for the trout season.
Yes. And ice season, really, too.
Right. And these are called?
Fatheads.
Now, not flatheads,
No,
fatheads, right?
I call them fatheads.
Right.
Some people call them pinheads.
Right.
Yeah.
A smaller one, easy for a trout to inhale,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Very, very popular trout fishing bait right there.
Yep.
Well, I got to tell you, I've been watching you grow over the years. Your store is getting amazing. And good luck this fishing season.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you, Sue. All of the tips that she said and all of the little bottles of stuff I bought. My grandkids are going to be very happy. FNS Tackle 2 in Shavertown. Now, for this episode of Go Wild with Discover NEPA and all the other episodes, be sure to go to discovernepa.com or subscribe on YouTube.